Last week, we kept our wheels turning southbound on the Alaska Highway, traveling from Whitehorse to Fort Nelson through some of the most scenic and wildlife-packed miles of the Northern Rockies. From wildlife sightings, hot spring soaking, and milepost logging, it was pure northern magic. This week, well, let's just say gravity wins. One wrong move and our Starlink quite literally flies the coop, leaving us offline, out of commission, and scrambling to get back to the States far ahead of schedule. Buckle up, because this isn't just another travel vlog. What happens when your internet, income, and itinerary all crash at once? Stick around. We're living free Alaska, and this is how the wild road throws curveballs at us. That, folks, is why you don't litter. That bear is eating a plastic bottle. That really just hurts my heart. And I can't go take it away from him.
No.
Aww.
Dang it. No, that's not good, guys. Watch them, don't feed them.
Don't feed the wildlife.
Don't litter. There you go.
That's a prime example of why not to. Ugh. After a few days of steady road logging, we hit pause to soak up an unexpected gift: 80 degrees and sunshine in Fort Nelson, British Columbia. With summer weather arriving early, we took a much-needed day off to catch up on work, reset, and just enjoy the moment before continuing our push south on the Alaska Highway. We spent 2 relaxing nights at the Triple G Hideaway RV Park with full hookups. Gary took some time to explore the neighboring Fort Nelson Heritage Museum, while we also grabbed a few meals at the park's convenient on-site restaurant. Triple G's is now under new ownership, and we had the pleasure of meeting Brian and Janice, the new owners, with a fantastic vision for the future of the park. Their hospitality and energy left a great impression. We're excited to see what they build upon here. Before hitting the road again, we made one last stop just across the street at the Fort Nelson Visitor Center. They offer a free sanding dump and fresh water, huge perks for RV travelers passing through. As luck would have it, the community was hosting a spring trade show that day, so we popped in for a quick walkthrough. With farm-fresh eggs and a couple of steaks tucked into the fridge from a local farmer from the trade show, we turned our wheels south once again, this time with Fort St. John as our goal for the day. And right out of the gate, Alaska Highway magic strikes again. Just minutes outside of Fort Nelson, a beautiful cinnamon-colored grizzly bear appeared right on the side of the road.
Oh, shit, there's a bear.
He's cute! It's moments like these that stop you in your tracks, reminding us that even on familiar routes, nature always has something wild in store. The stretch between Fort Nelson and Fort St. John winds through scenic rolling hills that once echoed with the hum of oil rigs and industry. This region was for years a hub of northern energy development, filled with active work camps, heavy traffic, and the promise of prosperity. But the landscape has changed. Last year's devastating wildfires tore through large portions of this corridor, forcing evacuations, halting operations, and leaving behind a stark reminder of nature's power. Combined with a broader industry shift, many oil and gas companies have since pulled out or moved their operations further south, leaving behind empty sites, quiet roads, and a sense that the latest boom has quietly busted. Today, what remains are the scars, both from the fire and from the fast-moving tides of industry. It's a stretch that feels quieter now, more reflective, and while the hills are just as beautiful, they carry with them the weight of a region in transition. But as we get closer to Fort St. John, the story shifts once again. Semi-trucks and white work camp pickups start to reappear, dotting the highway with a steady stream of movement. The road gets busier, the infrastructure more developed, and it becomes clear this is where the oil and gas industry has regrouped and refocused. The hum of industry returns, and with it, a sense that we're nearing civilization again. Fort St. John might not be a major metropolis, but after the long, quiet stretches of the Northern Highway, it feels like a bustling waypoint on our southbound journey home. And for tonight, we're calling the Charlie Lake Rotary Campground home. Nestled just northwest of Fort St. John, it's a peaceful spot, perfect for unwinding after another long day on the road.
On the road again today.
Well, good morning from central British Columbia.
Really close to Central British.
Really close.
Yeah.
On the northern part of central BC. We are in the Fort St. John area. And we haven't vlogged much the past couple days. I'll be honest, guys, just doing my work takes my focus.
Busy. Yeah.
But we had a beautiful couple days rest in Fort Nelson, and then we drove down here yesterday, and we pulled in pretty early, 5 o'clock, and we got a place here at the Ross McLean Rotary RV Park, right at the south end of Charlie Lake. This worked out well. However, I will say it was a little noisier.
Yeah, I mean, it was quiet overnight, but about 6, 7 o'clock this morning, this is a heavy trucking town.
Yeah.
Those trucks started powering up that hill right there, and it got noisy.
It was a reminder we are back in civilization.
Yes, and I think from now on, we're going to have more of that.
Yeah, in and out of towns.
Yep, a lot more towns.
We're definitely out of the wilderness part of the drive. So today we're very excited. We're going to do something new again. We've never been on this route, and it's called the Hudson Hope Loop.
Hudson's. Apostrophe S.
And this has to do like with Hudson's Bay, back in the day in fur trading. We'll try to bring you along a little better on this journey, and especially when we find some cool attractions or things to see, we'll take you along.
And this is this isn't along the Alcan. These are offshoots from the Alcan, from the Alaska Highway and such, that people normally don't drive.
That's why we've never been there.
We're going to do it, and we're gonna drive these routes and see how they are. I know they're going to be amazing. So you guys sit back and enjoy.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited. By the way, we did stop and get some CBD for Newman, and it does help a little.
A little bit when you the dose up a little higher. Then he's a little quieter.
Oh, are you trying to come ride with Mama?
Of course she is.
She likes her favorite front seat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get the show on the road.
Sounds good.
From Fort St. John, we continue south on the Hudson's Hope Loop, Highway 29, a route that was new to us, but one that longtime travelers of the Alaska Highway would barely recognize today. What was once a deep river gorge carved by the Peace River is now a vast man-made reservoir, held back by the newly completed Site C Dam. The reservoir was filled in 2024, transforming the landscape forever. Rolling hills and riverbanks are now underwater, and the views from the highway have changed dramatically. It's a controversial project, one that has stirred both grief and hope. For some, it marks the loss of wilderness and First Nation land. For others, it represents progress and future opportunity. But for now, the new reservoir is still settling. Recreation on the water won't be permitted until at least 2026, and until then, Mother Nature is in control. It's a powerful reminder that even the land itself is never static, always evolving, just like the journey. Welcome to Hudson's Hope, a small town with a deep history and home to one of the most fascinating local museums we've encountered. The Hudson Hope Museum is housed in a 1942 Hudson's Bay Company store perched along the banks of the Peace River. Inside, it's a treasure trove of regional stories spanning Indigenous heritage, pioneer life, and the area's rich fur trading past. One of the standout features is the fossil collection, including the Hudson Alpedia, a marine reptile named after the town itself. Outside, you'll find a collection of heritage buildings, a pioneer house, trapper's cabin, fur cache, and even the town's first fire engine. It's a hands-on, walk-through snapshot of life in the Peace River Valley across generations.
Pretty impressive barn. Holy cow. Nice collection of northern animals here, isn't it? Crazy. So we're at Hudson's Hope in the museum. This is actually one of their off buildings. We just kind of walked through the main building, and this is what's called the Rutledge Barn. And it looks like it's portraying what's here in the north. And the hardships that outfitters had to go through during their time while guiding other adventurers. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Muskoxen? Antelope? Oh, pronghorn.
Pronghorn. Antelope.
Caribou? That's a big.
That's a big boo.
It's a woodland caribou. We have a doll sheep. We've seen several of those. Bighorn sheep. We've got a mountain goat. A stone sheep. I believe these are the kind of sheep that are at Stone Mountain.
This one stone sheep is.
Yep.
Yes. Not.
That's a bighorn. That's a stone.
Oh, that's a stone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then we've got an elk. That looks like a Roosevelt elk.
Mm-hmm.
Another mountain goat. We've got some mule deer.
All muleys.
Some muleys. Got some more sheep. Look at that. How beautiful. And a doll sheep. And a Kodiak bear.
Well, that's a Kodiak. Well, it is still, it's a brown bear.
It's a brown
grizzly
bear.
But it just came from Kodiak Island. We saw one of these guys yesterday. A little smaller. I believe I'm 99% sure it was a brown bear, grizzly bear.
I think people will disagree with you about a coastal brown bear and an inland grizzly bear are different subspecies.
Still in the grizzly family.
They're still grizzlies,
Correct.
yes.
And the reason why they're different subspecies is because of their diet. The coastal bear feeds on fish. The inland bear feeds on more vegetarian.
But a Kodiak bear, I think,
It's a coastal.
It's truly, I mean, even here in central BC, they're listing this as Kodiak, and they even say it's from Kodiak.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Yeah, Kodiak bear is a
I just noticed, poor little seal, and they even show fake blood on it. I guess he's snacking.
Yep. I don't. Olive cow.
Javelinas?
Javelinas. Those aren't local.
No.
No, those come from the south.
But a wolverine is.
That guy is. Yes, and that guy is.
There's a
not
cougar, yeah.
Not northern country, not Yukon.
Yeah.
He's there. That's central.
That's
BC.
down here.
Yeah. Pheasants, that's down local down here. Cougar again, that's central BC.
Brings back a really bad time I had in Washington. Had a cougar stalking me.
Oh, it's a buffalo up there, some sort of buffalo.
This guy's cool.
That guy's cool.
Thar.
Look at the double curl on this guy. You don't see this. Oh, I shouldn't double. Look at that.
I can't believe you said that.
Well,
That's normally me.
don't touch.
Very cool.
It is, yes. Pioneer's Log Home. A little darker in here. Well, this kind of stuff all looks familiar. We got skis and saddles and dog sleds, snowshoes, all sorts of traps. What's the way of life up here? Setting and maintaining trap lines.
Well, this would be a very fancy pioneer
Nice.
home.
Oh, that's comfy living quarters in here.
Organ, xylophone.
Stove. What else do we have? So, you know, we have snow, we have little spiky things we put on our feet in the wintertime. Well,
They did too.
they did too. It looks like some sort of ice skates that you can put on your shoes. Well, here's traditional ice skates, but these are little things you can attach to your shoes somehow. That's pretty cool.
This would be a very well-appointed cabin.
Oh, yeah. Even with a refrigerator.
Icebox.
Well, it has a cooler on top.
As we say goodbye to Hudson's Hope, we take a short detour to check out a nearby campground and visit the original Peace River Dam, the first of 3 dams that was a small part of reshaping the entire region. While the new reservoir downstream has forever altered the landscape, we can't help but hope it brings lasting opportunities for this resilient little town. Hudson's Hope carries the weight of history, but there's also a quiet optimism here, a town rooted in the past, but looking steadily towards the future. As we leave the Peace River behind, our journey continues south towards Chetwynd, British Columbia, a town known for its chainsaw carvings and as a gateway to several scenic detours. It's here we are hit with a fork in the road. Do we head east on a side trip to Tumbler Ridge or stay the course towards Prince George? With so much ground to cover, every decision counts. When we stopped in at the Chetwynd Visitor Center, despite the sign saying open, we found that they were closed. So we hit up a local restaurant for an early dinner to decide which way we wanted to go. After a quick stop at Tim Hortons for an afternoon cup of joe, because some road trip traditions just can't be skipped, we made our decision. We turned the wheel south towards Prince George, continuing down Highway 97, choosing this route that brings us one step closer to friends and family. Although Spokane is still a few days away, or so we thought, knowing that with every mile, that sense of familiarity and anticipation starts to grow. The drive itself is stunning. Rolling hills, winding roads, and for the first time in weeks, we're fully surrounded by lush green foliage. It's incredible how quickly the seasons shift as you drop in latitude. Just 2 weeks ago, we were battling a spring blizzard in the mountains of Alaska. Now, we're shedding layers and soaking in the warmth of the full-blown spring. This is what makes road travel in the North so remarkable. Every day brings a new landscape, a new decision, and a new chapter in the journey. The next morning, we packed up and rolled out from our peaceful, free riverside campsite near Mackenzie Junction. Overnight, the weather had taken a turn, cold winds moved in, and suddenly, that cozy riverside spot wasn't quite so inviting. It made our decision easy. Time to get back on the road. With no set agenda and nothing booked, we pointed the rig south and let the day unfold mile by mile. That's one of the best parts of traveling like this. No reservations, no pressure. Just us, the open road, and whatever the day decides to bring. As we continue making our way towards Prince George, I'm still at it, logging mile after mile for the Milepost. Page by page, turn by turn, I'm checking every detail to make sure the next edition is as accurate and helpful as it can be. It's slow work sometimes, but it's meaningful. Every entry tells part of the story, of the road, of the communities along it, and the travelers who depend on this guide to shape their journey north. Being a part of that process, even from the passenger seat, is something I don't take for granted. As we reach the outskirts of Prince George, it's clear we've officially left the foothills of the Canadian Rockies behind. The rugged terrain gives way to wide green fields and the landscape begins to feel more settled, more familiar. Civilization dots the horizon, and with it comes a sense of the rhythm and routine we haven't felt in weeks. Prince George is a bit of a waypoint for us. We've passed through here many times while traveling the Cassiar Highway, and it always feels like a kind of northern crossroads. What's even more comforting? We know we'll be back this way again, retracing our steps north in just a few weeks as we head back home to Alaska. With our tanks topped off in Prince George, we decided to push a bit farther down the road. Quesnel became our new target for the night. Nestled at the meeting point of the Fraser and Quesnel rivers, the town of Quesnel sits at the heart of British Columbia's Caribou region. Once a key supply hub during the Caribou Gold Rush, today it's a charming stop known for its blend of history and natural beauty. We scoped out a few campgrounds right in downtown, but ultimately headed just a bit further down the road to search for a quieter setting with some hookups. That led us to Robert's Roost RV Resort, tucked just south of town, but it felt like a world away. The setting was perfect, peaceful lakeside views, level sights, and the unexpected bonus of loons calling across the water. It was the kind of evening that reminds you, even near the heart of civilization, nature still finds a way to steal the show. With just over 500 miles left before our planned turnaround point and 5 days until meeting with Mom and Dad for Mother's Day, we knew we had a little time to slow down, enjoy the ride, and take things easy. But as every RVer knows, plans can change in an instant. Just a few miles south of Quesnel, the next morning, our internet suddenly dropped out. No warning, no flicker, just gone. We pulled over to investigate, thinking maybe something had come loose, and that's when we looked on the roof. Our dish, our digital lifeline, was completely gone. Nothing but an empty spot on the roof where it used to be. In that moment, our priorities shifted fast. With no internet to work, no way to stay connected, and no idea where the dish had gone, it was time to regroup and rethink everything. A series of unfortunate events today led to the demise of our dishy. While Gary was troubleshooting a propane issue while I was still in bed, he accidentally left the propane on the stove and flowing but unlit when Newman urgently needed to go outside. During his walk with the dog, I awoke to the strong smell of propane, which caused me to open the escape hatch above our bed. So, well, dare I say it, we didn't blow up. After our morning coffee and routine, we soon packed up the camper for today's travel and headed out. But in all of this, I forgot to close the hatch. Because the escape hatch was open, it caused some weird wind currents on the rooftop, and that is when it sent our Gen 3 dish flying to its death.
Well, that was fun. How many pieces did you pick up?
Oh, at least a dozen.
Yeah, same here. Starlink went flying off. It tried to achieve orbit. Didn't see it happen, but evidently, yeah. We were driving along, and all of a sudden, I lost my navigation and Sirius XM, and got on there, and the satellites got no internet connection. So we stopped and did a quick little roof inspection. Actually looked at the router, and everything was inside was fine. But Stacy popped her head up above on the roof and found that the whole roof mount satellite was gone.
So we backtracked about 6K, and we found bits and pieces.
She's blown apart.
Wipe sleep from your eyes. Quit dreaming now, the sun is on the rise. And by the end of the day, this dusty room will be 1,000 miles away. Once heard it said in a song, best keep to traveling on. Ride 10 deep into town. Another night of setting up and breaking down. And if we leave here tonight, we'll be halfway to Barstow by daylight. I'll take the wheel if you start to yawn. Just keep to traveling on. Can barely stand on 2 feet. Callous fingers tap my weak and shaky knees. At least I can rest my mind. Find some comfort in those yellow and white lines. They've been there all along. Keep to traveling on. Tell me, what is this place? Countless people, but not one familiar face. Not so bad, I suppose. Starting over every time I change my clothes. Even here I'm all but gone. Best keep to traveling on. Big wheels turning home a lonely song. Best keep to traveling on. Best keep to traveling on.
Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever we post again. And lastly, we hope that you will join us here next time on Living Free Alaska.